Warning. The media that is about to play will contain graphic and foul language, but is intended to be entertaining, at least to some. The opinions shared here may not be shared by everyone, and may even be just for laughs. If you are easily offended, don't have a sense of humor, have your head up your ass, love patting yourself on the back, or don't even attempt to be a good person, this isn't for you. Everyone else, please try to have fun. And as always, stay creative.
Hey everybody, welcome to the STS with SilverBax. I'm Bryan SilverBax. Today I got Amos with me, and we're going to be talking about The Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. We both went to see the movie earlier. We're going to tell you what we think. This stream is being brought to you by Capone Streams. Stick around. Wow, dude. What's up, man?
Yo.
I stumbled all over that whole piece of shit right there, didn't I?
Yeah.
I just stumbled on. I didn't know what I was doing. But so we saw Hobbs and Shaw today.
Right.
We saw it early, and still everybody in the movie theater had to sit within fucking 5 feet of us and chew with their mouth open. And then there's that sect of people that likes to narrate the movie and tell their girlfriend what's going on.
They was in the back of us.
All right, and I told my wife when I got home today that from now on, when I go to the movies, whoever I go with, if they don't pay the extra $2 to get that VIP seating, then we're just going to have to talk about it after we're done, because I'm getting the VIP shit every time now. Okay? So just know that. If you go into the movies with me, I'm paying $2, and if you don't pay the $2, we'll just talk about it when we're done. But so this was a Fast and Furious movie. Sort of, because I guess it just used characters. Like it didn't feel Fast and Furious. You know what it felt like to me? It felt like Expendables. It felt like a lower roster, like a smaller head count of an Expendables movie.
Blood splatter.
Well, yeah, because this is PG-13, and Expendables, the first two Expendables were rated R.
Right.
Whereas the last Expendables was PG-13.
Right.
But overall, did you have fun watching this movie?
Yeah, it was fun, man. You know, senseless popcorn action,
And that's what we knew going into it. It's a
right.
Fast and Furious movie. They're not really grounded in reality. There's not people jumping out of helicopters and airplanes and landing and then just getting up. Like, that's just not real.
Yeah, this physics.
So we knew that going in that was going to be the case.
You know, physics doesn't apply in those movies whatsoever, man. It's beyond crazy.
I had a good time, though.
I did.
I had a really good time. And did you know, so spoilers for anybody that's listening, spoilers for this movie is a given. But there were two big cameos in this movie.
Yes. And
neither one of the cameos was on the IMDb.
No.
Nor were they in the advertisement.
No, I was shocked. I'm like, whoa. And it was big names.
Yeah, it was like it was names that are kind of hard to find. It is a spinoff, Timothy, but I'm doing this for those that don't know, for those that listen to this later. I am trying to broadcast live on my Facebook right now while I'm recording this, so that if anybody wanted to chime in, they could chime in on the Facebook. But when you listen back to this on the podcast, you won't be able to chime in. You'll just be able to leave comments. But Timothy says it is a spinoff, and yes, indeed, it is a spinoff. But this was also a $7 production,
right? That's a Rock,
which is The Rock and his ex-wife's company. So they were kind of headlining. I bet they both feel that they didn't want to take any money from Vin Diesel. They don't want Vin Diesel.
That's right.
They don't want to put money in Vin Diesel's pockets, but they wanted to adventure with these characters. So let's start it off. The movie starts off with a serum heist. There's some sort of serum, and MI6 is going to try to stop somebody from getting it. MI6 gets interrupted by Idris Elba and his crew,
right?
His super crew, and the MI6 female who kicked a little bit of ass right there in the beginning, right?
Yeah, she did.
She looked like it was pretty badass. So she has nothing else to do except to smuggle the virus. What's up, Matthew? Except to smuggle the virus in her body,
right?
So she implants the virus into her body and escapes from everything. And then Idris Elba kills everybody to make it look like she was a rogue agent who stole the virus.
Yeah, so they try to frame her.
So that's the plot of the movie, and then they're like, all right, well, we're going to get 2 people on there. So we're going to get Shaw, because he's in London, and we're going to send our best tracker,
who is
Hobbs,
right,
from the States, and they're going to go track down this rogue female. So that's like the setup of the movie.
And more, yeah, that's the setup.
I don't want to carry it beat by beat, but so The Rock is approached by I guess like his contact at the CIA.
Yes, his contact.
And they have dinner, or it's a cheat day. So The Rock Hobbs is The Rock.
Because you could tell he does this on his Instagram account, or he said the cheat days, and he actually implemented it in the movie.
Yeah, so I skipped over the part where it shows everybody in their breakfast routine or their morning routine, and The Rock / Hobbs is clanging and banging weights, eating protein shakes, and doing all kinds of workout stuff. But then again, it shows that Jason Statham's character, Shaw, is reading the paper, making some tea,
getting a brew,
and driving in his nice car. And it's very opposites the way that their morning routine goes. So it was like watching The Rock's Instagram.
Yeah, it was.
In real life.
Yeah.
And then so they go, The Rock meets his contact at the CIA, who turns out to be none other than
Ryan Reynolds,
Deadpool himself, in full Ryan Reynolds mode with all the quips, all the jokes, and he's I don't know how far. I didn't know that he was going to be in there, so I didn't know how much of this was real or how much The Rock expected. But so Ryan Reynolds has this little best friends necklace, like the half of the best friends necklace that says S and ends at the end.
Yeah,
he's like, well, you've got the other half of this necklace. He's like, no, I don't. And then he shows him The Rock. He has The Rock's tattoo.
Yeah.
He's got The Rock's tattoo. What does that say? His chest.
His
cheek was epic. But so The Rock is eating a mountain of pancakes, and Ryan Reynolds is giving him the rundown. So Ryan Reynolds is convincing The Rock to take this mission.
Right.
And not telling The Rock who his partner is going to be. The same thing goes down for Jason Statham. He's contacted by his connection, and they're not told everybody. And then they meet each other like, oh, man, I'm not going to work with this guy. So if I had to break it down, 100% of this movie is 100%. 60% of this movie is Jason Statham and The Rock poking fun at each other and trying to one-up each other with jokes.
The banters of it, the banter is just ridiculous, man.
The jokes, the make fun ofs, the making belittling one another. That's 60% of the movie.
Yo, they did a great job of doing that, too.
It was almost like watching an SNL skit. Like, just every situation was like, oh, I'm bigger than you. Oh, I'm smaller than you. Oh, I'm fighter than you. Like, every situation was like that. Except for the fight scene.
Right, yeah, right.
So there was a lot of that. So that was a cool little Ryan Reynolds thing. And then they go off on the mission, and then they find out that Idris Elba and Jason Statham had a history together.
Right.
But and then at some point, they all end up teaming up with the female. The female joins their crew. So now it's the 3 of them trying to take down the Black Superman.
Yeah, he called himself the Black Superman.
He is the Black Superman.
So
he was pretty badass, too.
He was. That was she's played his sister, Jason Statham's sister.
Well, we didn't get into that, but I know that's what it is, but I was trying to leave some shit to for them to figure out.
I mean, we kind of figured it's all about family, right? Fast and Furious is always about
family. It is about family. I thought that was kind of...
It's all about family, man. Always been, remember?
I know. But so... they all 3 team up, and now they have to do this undercover flight because they figured out the main story of the thing. And Jason Statham says, I've got some secret identities made up for such an occasion. And they're going through security at the airport, and they all have like this facial recognition check. But Jason Statham, being the planner that he is, has already gotten this taken care of. So he goes through, his sister goes through, and then The Rock gets stopped. And The Rock's name on his ID is Mike Oxmall. And my mom sent me an attachment.
Oh my!
His name is Mike Oxmall, and he's like, it's not really that small, and I go by Michael. You can call me Michael. But not only that, Jason Statham also had arranged to have him have a cavity search,
right,
so that he would not be joining them on their adventure. But so it was fun. It was a fun little joke. But guess who they met on the airport? or in the airplane.
Oh.
An air marshal.
And guess who he is?
Kevin Hart.
Rock's best friend.
Kevin Hart is the air marshal on the flight, and he's like, "Do you guys need another member? Do you guys need a third?"
What was his name? Dinkley.
Agent Dinkley. And he was like, I know y'all need to be a part of the action. You know, we're all alpha males right here. You know, we're all big. We're all clanging and banging. We're all slamming the weights around. What are you putting around? 350? Me too. About 350. But if you guys need anything. Oh, and then what was he saying?
Farts.
Something about he's like, I'm in a tuna can all day smelling recycled farts. I need to be in the action. I'm tired of sitting in this recycled farts. He's like, y'all can help a brother out. It's hilarious.
So
funny. Kevin Smith killed it for his, or Kevin Hart killed it for his little section, and then the movie progresses, and it's always moving. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of slowness.
No, there isn't no lagging in it whatsoever. We talked about that when we left.
Yeah. So there's not a lot of like, oh, they could have cut this part out. It felt really good. It felt really solid. The storytelling was fine. There's a couple of things that I'm going to bring up that are like technical issues. There's first off, and a lot of movies do this. If you are an elite marksman, like if you're in Delta Force or you're a Navy SEAL or something, you're never going to pull your automatic weapon out of you're never going to pull your Glock out and then have to cock it. It is always going to be chambered with a round. I'm going to pull it from the holster and go. So these movies, they pull out their gun and then they cock it. Okay. And that's not how real shit works. That thing, when you come out, it's ready to go.
Right.
And then there was something that she did in the beginning, when she was being chased down. Right at the very beginning, she was like, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do," and she kind of stalled for a second. But
I think it was some editing problem somewhere. Remember there was in the fight scene in Hawaii. It was dark, and then all of a sudden.
Oh, well, yeah, I hadn't gotten to that part yet. We ain't made it to Samoa yet.
All right, okay.
But if I had some complaints to do, and I looked it up, the director Leitner or whatever, he did Deadpool 2.
Right.
He did not do
John Wick.
He helped him with the John Wick, the first one, but he wasn't like the director.
Okay. I
think they said he was an uncredited role, like an uncredited part for that. But the action, I didn't like the way it was filmed. The car chase was filmed way too close.
Okay.
Like the camera was pulled in so close that it was tough to follow the action because the camera was pulled in. So when it's a good car chase, but if they had pulled the camera back by about 15 feet, it would have felt so much better.
I saw the car chase is just the one in.
Well, just that one
London.
Car and motorcycle chase. That's really not the one in Samoa.
Okay.
But the one that's in
London.
in the streets.
Right.
And then I noticed that the fight sequences are the same way. It's a little too up close.
Okay.
And it's like watching Michael Bay's Transformers when they're fighting. You just see a bunch of reflections and metals moving around. Right. So I wish during the fight and the chase scenes they had to pull the camera back a little bit.
Well, I like the part when they did the slow mo.
I'm going to bring that up too. So that was also in Samoa.
Right.
You're just jumping right to Samoa. So fuck it. We're gonna go right to Samoa because that's where Amos wants to go. But so the movie culminates in Samoa. Samoa, where The Rock goes and visits his family. First off, I thought that Roman Reigns was unnecessary. And it was really unnecessary for us to see him do his wrestling move, the little spear, and then the oorah! I thought that was... it made me feel like I don't like him now more because of that. Roman Reigns.
Really? Come on, man.
It just feels like... I don't know. He was having a hard time getting over with the wrestling audience that The Rock had to come out during one of the pay-per-views and raise his hand up in the air to try to get the fans to accept him.
Right.
And so now here he is 2 years later in a Rock movie trying to have The Rock basically help him out again and get these fans to accept him. And it just feels like it doesn't feel genuine. It feels kind of like the family... whatever that stuff is. But, so that was a sour taste. It didn't mess up the whole movie for me by any means.
I don't have no problem with that.
Well, that's because you don't watch him in wrestling.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he did his wrestling move, and then he did his wrestling, "Hurrah!" Like, you're like, all right, golly, dude. But so now we're in Samoa, and on the wall of his house, he's got some pictures. Apparently, I guess Samoan culture is very family oriented, and it's very nostalgic in the 80s, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they had some posters on the wall.
Right.
What were some of those posters?
It was the Cobra.
Cobra from
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, the movie Cobra.
And Beverly Hills Cop 1 or 2, I think. I don't know which one it was. I think it was the first one. Then he had his picture of his father on the Dwayne Johnson's
It had the picture of Dwayne Johnson's father on the wall. So,
Rocky Johnson.
So the wrestler Rocky Johnson was on the wall. It was a real quick kind of scene, but you're like, all right. But so they get up all the Samoan family together, and they know that the bad guys are coming for them. And the bad guys come for him, and the huge Samoan people have disabled their weapons with, oh, yeah, here we go. So the girl, Jason Statham's sister, is so tech savvy that she can take a Windows 286 computer, still taking the 8.5 floppies or 7.5 floppy disk. That's how old these computers are. They had the floppy drive, 7.5-inch floppy, and a 3.25-inch floppy drive. That she used those for parts and created a weapon that disabled all the handguns from the fingerprint readers.
Right.
That was some crazy shit right there.
That was tech savvy, dude.
That was tech savvy. If you can take two 386s or 286s and make them shut down a neural net kind of thing, that was crazy. But so with that aside, the final fight scene, it reminded me so much of the slow motion in Mortal Kombat. Like when you do the X-rays and it shows like the jaws are busting and the blood and the spears, it's almost like a fatality. It slows down to like Matrix bullet time.
Yeah, it really did.
And it was badass.
Including with the scene, well, I don't want to jump
ahead. No, go ahead.
Including with the scene, the final showdown with The Rock and Jason and Idris. I'm saying that right? Okay. And it's the slow motion, and they kind of figure out how to beat the Black Superman, he say.
Oh, yeah. So the way they figured out is one of us has to get punched, and then the other one can punch him.
Yeah. Someone take a lick. That one hit the guy.
So that's how they figured it out. But when they do all that in slow motion, it's like watching, like I just expect to hear Joe Rogan's UFC voice come in and be like, oh my God, did you see that? That kind of stuff. So it was pretty fun. The most unbelievable shit.
Oh, there's a lot in there, dude.
There's a lot, but I mean, yes, there's a lot, but you know that's what you're going to see when you're going to see Hobbs and Shaw.
Right.
Was the chain, the link of cars holding the helicopter down.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then like it pushed the borders of what I think they should have done. Wow.
Even when the Rock had went in with the chain, with the other end of Captain America, Winter Soldier.
He's holding a helicopter and a chain link of cars together. Just The Rock. Oh, it was hilarious. Yes, but that was in the trailer, I think. But it's still pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a super soldier.
I had a really good time with it. There's not a whole lot I don't think anything needs to be changed. 60% comedy, 40% action, two huge guest cameos that were unforeseen, which is really caught me off guard, surprisingly.
Well, Ryan Reynolds, he was there longer than Kevin Hart. You would consider a cameo, and if it's longer, he had more screen time.
Okay, well, yeah, what a cameo. Just I don't know what you would call it. It's a little bit a super cameo.
Okay.
A super cameo. They weren't like super vital to the movie, but it was like a super cameo.
Right.
And then, so all the way through the credits, there's little Ryan Reynolds tidbits. If you want to stay, Ryan Reynolds has some. You know what I did? So we watched the movie, and Idris Elba's working for somebody.
Right.
Idris Elba's character is working for a voice. And even at the conclusion of the movie, we still don't know who the voice is. But the voice says to Hobbs, you know me?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
You're going to be surprised when you find out who I am, or when you're never going to guess it's me again, or some shit like that.
And I said Cypher. I thought it was Cypher, but then again, it could be someone. Because she was about technology and stuff like that. But it could
But
be somebody
Cypher-
different.
Oh, you're talking about what's her name? Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
All right, that would be a good guess. See, to me, it sounded like there was points in the voice of the evil villain.
Right.
It sounded like I could hear Ryan Reynolds' voice.
Okay.
But I don't know if I was just me trying to put some things together. I don't know.
But I don't think so, man. You know, Ryan Reynolds was very funny. With the
I know. I don't know. I'm wondering if this is just going to be a character that we haven't seen, like
maybe
from a venture that we never knew The Rock had, like some new creation.
Maybe.
So they can expand the universe a little bit.
Because I know, what's her name again? I was saying
Charlize Theron.
She's going to probably be in the next Fast and the Furious, I believe.
I don't know. The one they're filming now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine you're either going to be Hobbs and Shaw or you're going to be Fast and Furious. Like, I don't expect anyone to go back from one to the other.
Now, I was reading something on the internet. It was talking about Shaw getting away killing Han. Remember, and he killed him.
They did say there's going to be justice for Han.
Yeah, they said that. He said it in the movie. He said, I've done some things, terrible things.
Yeah.
And I don't have to answer for it, in other words. So
yeah, so there'll be justice for Han for all those people out there looking for justice.
Who knows?
But then, so the end of the movie's playing and the credits are rolling, right? And it's a hot Cypress Hill track.
Right.
And then I did not know this, but Amos schooled me that Idris Elba is a DJ. And this song is Idris Elba with
Cypress Hill.
And it's not bad.
No, he was on an interview with Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. He was talking about
probably Fallon.
Yeah, it probably was him. He does a lot of DJing, and he said he's big into hip hop, UK hip hop, and all that stuff.
Yeah, Idris Elba just seems to get cooler and cooler, man.
Hey, man, I like the guy, man.
That motherfucker can't do no wrong. But so I had a great time at the movie.
So
I thought it was really awesome. I look forward to the sequel. I was not disappointed, because I knew exactly what I was getting into. There's not going to be a lot of shit that makes sense. Like
always.
A 286 computer taking down the... and then the face scanner. I'm smashing this guy's face into the wall. Like, what face scanner? Like, who's going to have a face scanner?
Yo,
like,
man.
what technology does that even matter?
It's just a stunts dude that was just outrageous.
And the fact that he read through the door,
right?
That was like it's like a foot and a half thick of steel, but their little readers told him how many people were on the other side of the door. I don't understand that.
There's a lot of things in that franchise. It doesn't make sense, but it's just fun to watch.
But if you want some jokes between Jason Statham and The Rock, this is the movie. This is the movie to
I can't even remember all the jokes they said, dude.
It's crazy. But, dude, I think the best one's going to have to be Mike Oxmall.
Yeah.
And then when he gets on the plane, he's wearing that velour suit or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would give, on my Fast and Furious level, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Like, this is the perfect...
Wow.
For Fast, not for movies in
but
general.
For the franchise.
But as far as Fast and Furious movies go, this is a 10 out of 10 for Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, okay.
For that brand.
For that brand.
That also includes, like, Expendables, like, the shit that you know that's just going to go over the top and be crazy. Like, the Rambo movie...
Oh, yeah. I see your point. Yeah,
so this is the ones that are just totally unbelievable. I'm going to give this a Fast and Furious 10 out of 10 on that unbelievable scale. Not movies of all time, but on that unbelievable scale, you'll have a good time if you dig those kind of movies.
9 for 10 for me.
9 out of 10 on the unbelievable scale, or just on the regular movie scale?
Movie scale.
Really?
I mean...
So this is like up there with Tombstone, Armageddon, and all those good-ass movies.
Please don't say Armageddon.
Armageddon's a great fucking movie.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Just because it was done by Michael Bay doesn't make it a not great movie.
Man, it's not great. It's good.
Motherfucker, that's a great movie.
Man, that's your opinion, man.
That's what I'm allowed. It's a fucking great movie.
It's good, guys.
Tombstone's great.
Now, Tombstone I like.
Tombstone I like, too.
But yeah, 9 out of 10. But as far as Fast and the Furious franchise, 9 out of 10. I'm going to say it like that. But
it's a 9 out of 10 both ways?
Both ways, yeah.
Well, then you could just say that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
But you know what, though, man? It's one of those movies that you know what you're getting yourself into when you're watching anyway.
Yeah. Well, you should have known.
Yeah.
You should have known better.
So you're going to get outrageous stunts, stuff that's unbelievable, not going to happen. by physics anyway. Physics.
Yeah, physics, logic, all kinds of stuff.
You gonna jump from a building
And land on a car.
Yeah, land on the car, dude.
Dude, he fast roped down the side of the building with his bare hands.
There's no way in the world.
Fast roping, like, and his hand did not catch on fire.
No.
And he didn't even acknowledge that his hand hurt.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's kind of.
That's how I knew. That's how I knew. There was no gloves on or nothing.
No one whatsoever, man. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. I think this is one of the highest rating. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, really? I did not check that out.
I think it was 67 as Rotten Tomatoes.
All right. Well, that's not bad for a Fast and Furious movie.
And I think this will probably be The Rock's one of his greatest top grossing movies. I think it might be one of his top grossing movies when it comes.
I don't doubt it.
Because just think about what he put out. Jumanji was great.
Oh yeah, Jumanji 2 is going to kill it though.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Dude, the trailer for that is hilarious.
Danny DeVito
and Danny Glover. That's going to be awesome. Well, I had a great time. Thank you for going with me, Amos. Why don't you tell everybody about your podcast real quick?
Hey, check out my podcast, Just Being Amos Podcast.
Just Being Amos Podcast.
Yes, you can catch me at justbeingamos.com, all that good stuff, and that's about it.
And on social media, right? You're active on the Instagrams and the Twitters?
Twitter, Instagram, the Facebooks. That's it. No Snapchat.
Oh, all right. So do you have any appearances coming up?
Oh, man.
You have any conventions or any cool nerd shit you're headed to?
I have nothing. I'm not going to Dragon Con. I know that. I think next convention I'm going to is Cartersville.
So you're not going to Dragon Con? Is that because Mark's not going to Dragon Con?
No, we're not going to say that, no. Because I got another. Baltimore Comic Con is what I'm going in October.
Ooh, yeah, but you're going to be at Cartersville first.
First, right? It is September, and after that is in October.
How are you going up to Boston? Who's going to be up there?
In Baltimore?
Or Baltimore?
It's going to be me, Seth, and Julie. We're going to drive together, and I'm going up there. It's just like Heroes. It's all comic book.
Oh, it's a straight comic show.
Yeah, that's what I like.
You're going to have a lot of fun.
I hope.
All right. Well, if you're looking for me on the social medias, you can just go to silverbax.com or you can just Google Bryan SilverBax. That's with a Y and with a BAX. I'll also be at Dragon Con coming up on Labor Day weekend here in Atlanta. And then I'll be in Cartersville like 2 weeks after that. And in the meantime, I got some more Scout shit coming out, right?
Yup.
And if you feel like checking out Capone Streams, for anybody who knows about Mob Joe and you want that Mob Joe HD, you need to check out Capone Streams. But thank you guys. I highly recommend this movie. It was a lot of fun. Go check it out. Stay through the credits. Eat your popcorn. And tell them that Mike Oxmall sent you. Stay creative.